Let's continue our look now into the Unity 3D interface. The three panels that we have not covered yet is the Hierarchy, Project, and Inspector panel. Even though the Project and the Hierarchy panel look similar, they serve a different purpose. For example, the Hierarchy holds all the game objects that you currently have in your 3D scene. Now these objects may or may not be visible in 3D space, so that's why it's handy to have a Hierarchy panel that shows them. Now even when you're running your game at runtime, the Hierarchy panel will update all the assets inside the current level. So for example, if you kill an enemy and the enemy is destroyed from the game, it will also disappear in the Hierarchy while you're playing your game. It's an extremely powerful feature. In the Hierarchy panel, you can also drag things around and group them with each other. When a group is grouped, you can see how you can toggle them open or close them, and also they will function in the game as one game object. You can attach scripts to groups or attach scripts to single objects. The Project panel is a little different from the Hierarchy panel. It is a direct representation of everything that is on your hard drive for this project. So for example, if I have a boat here, this boat may or may not be in this current level, but I can use it and drag it inside the game if I want to use it. So the Project panel lists everything that you currently have in your project. When I right-click on my Project panel and click Review in Finder, or on Windows Review in Explorer, it will show you what is included in the project right now. If I would make a new folder here and then close and go back to Unity, the folder would update and you will also show it in Unity. However, I recommend most of the changes to be made inside of Unity. So for example, if you wanted to make a new folder, just right click, hit Create, and then Folder. Because now Unity is in control of things and it's a lot more flexible than if you do things on your hard drive, even though both are supported. Now last but not least, we have our Inspector panel, and our Inspector panel shows everything that has to do with the currently selected game object. For example, when I click this bridge, you can see all the properties that have to do with this bridge. Its position in 3D space, its scale and rotation, and these things have to do with animation. Now the bridge doesn't have a whole lot of properties, but for example, when I click a first-person controller prefab, and we'll learn more about this later, you will notice that there's a lot more options going on. Scripts, a character controller, mouse look scripts, that sort of thing. We will look in this in more detail later, and the extremely powerful things you can do through the Inspector window even when the game is running. It's a very cool tool, and we'll get to learn a lot more of it in the next coming videos. So let's move along and let me show you how to navigate in 3D space.